she really wanted to work with a real painter and with a young painter. For a movie, you can choose someone who make a painter just for that, and that's his job. But she really wanted a painter and a young painter and a woman, of course. And so she has found her. Her name is Hélène Delmer. That's the real painter, and she has found her on Instagram.
Le regret. Quel en est le titre? Portrait de la jeune fille en feu.
We have met her maybe 3 months before the shoot, actually. And she was absolutely, she doesn't know anything about the movie, about the fact that she has to do a lot of picture just for one shoot. You need a lot of pictures. So she was a bit afraid at the beginning, but she's a very nice person, and it was okay. And during the shoot, she was really here because she's the real painter. We don't see her in the movie, but we see his hand because she really paints during the shoot.
Je suis peintre.
Hélène Delmer, I mean the painter, the real painter, she has a specialization in 18th century picture. So she paints exactly like in the 18th century. She uses the same fabric, on the frame. She used exactly the same method that in the 18th century.
L'homme intéressé par ma fille est milanais. Nous partons là-bas si le portrait lui plaît.
Well, the location, it's a bit funny because the castle where we finally shoot is one of the first we have seen during the location research. But actually, when we saw it the first time, it was a bit difficult for Céline Sciamma to imagine to work there because it was not exactly the castle she has described in the script. Because maybe I've noticed that when I read the script, that the place she imagines in the script is a bit 19th century. Actually, it's a bit like a large corridor in the middle and room on the side, room on the other side. And actually, in 18th century in France, it does not exist, that kind of place. Most of the time, there's a room after room after room, but there's no corridor, there's no circulation. And so the map or the organization of the place she has in his mind was not really exactly that, in the 18th century. So when we saw places around 18th century or before, we don't find exactly a place like that. And so one of the first we have seen is the castle where we finally shot, and we were really impressed by the castle because it's wonderful and amazing. Because actually the castle is a bit like if it could be at the end of the 18th century, because there's a lot of little things different, but nothing changed really, actually. Even sometimes the color of the walls, it was from the end of the 17th century, maybe not exactly, but it was really nice. And but there's a lot of problems for Céline because she doesn't imagine the place like that with the stairs. At the beginning of the script, there's no stairs. It was just a corridor. It was really different.
Elle a épuisé déjà un peintre avant vous. Que s'est-il passé? Je ne sais pas.
So when we have seen the castle, she told me, well, it's really wonderful, but it's impossible to shoot it here. So we have to be inspired by that place, but we have to find another place. And so we have seen a lot of places, and we have seen a lot of places close to Paris, close to Brittany, because actually the castle is close to Paris. It's not on the seaside. And finally, I remember we were in Brittany trying to imagine how we can mix, some shoot in Brittany and in close to Paris and mix. And well, she told me, well, no, it's too complicated. We have seen one amazing place, so we're gonna try to find to work there. And so we returned to that castle, to La Chapelle-Gautier. It's very close from Paris, maybe not so close, but 1 hour from Paris. And so we went back to that castle, and she imagined a bit differently the script, and then we finally shoot there.
Elle vous attend.
When I start a project, in set design, I don't really want to have a lot of research of the image. Most of the time, it starts with little stuff, little objects. You say that little thing. I want to find myself, so like a glass, a plate, a box, something like that. And after, I really need to see the place, to see the location, because I'm not that. I've already worked in a set design with totally built, like for instance the sequence of the exhibition, at the end. So it's totally built. It's not a real. It's a studio shoot. But most of the time, I prefer to work in a real place. And well, when we finally decided to work on that place, on that location, I spend a lot of time there. And sometimes I ask to spend, for instance, the night, because I want to see the place in the night. I want to see. So it was a bit difficult because the castle is, there's the city hall of the little village in the castle, so it's quite difficult to ask to go by night. But when we have the beginning of the shoot was in the fall, and so I come very early in the morning, and it was night, so I can walk in the castle with just a candle in order to feel the place. Most of directors are a bit afraid, by emptiness. They always want to put something on the wall, to put something there, because it's a bit empty. And Céline is absolutely not afraid by that. She wants something very simple. And for me, it was interesting because I think sometimes we have to be simple because the image is quite complicated on the screen. It's always complicated. So you have to simplify.